We're at the Get Branded warehouse today, and we're going to wrap a Gen Mega 2500. Some of the ATMs on the street are going to have this slope top, which makes the install a bit more difficult. Many of the ATMs will be flat across the top. Some of them will have rivets. The ones that have an angle like this one are a little bit more difficult to wrap, and that's why we're using the Gen Mega 2500 today. Our first step always is to clean the cabinet, and we use denatured alcohol straight out of the can. Just pour a little bit on a rag. This alcohol is going to dry very fast, so you can wipe it down and immediately start wrapping. This is going to remove any of the oils, any of the dirt. If the ATM has been on location for a while and you're deciding to wrap it, it's a really good idea to wipe it down first. When we ship the panels, they're going to be a sheet, and this sheet is going to fit this side. And on this particular model, you can see we have a top and a bottom. So we're just going to start at the top. We're not going to peel one piece off and leave the other piece. We're just going to start right at the top here and just peel back the liner about 6 to 8 inches. And what we're looking for is to get a nice straight edge. We'll come down about 1/8 of an inch. So that we are not anywhere near the rolled corner. All of these cabinets have a rolled corner, and we want to be clear of that corner. And then we just start working it down. Take a little bit of the liner back at a time, work it back and forth. See, there's a little bit of a gap here, but that's because the fascia is open. Once this fascia closes, that's going to line up perfectly with the fascia. If you notice that you're coming in at an angle, this is repositionable. You just peel it up to wherever your bubble is or wrinkle, or if you notice that you're coming in too much of an angle, you can just take it all the way off. It takes about 48 hours for the adhesive to fully set up. Very easy to install. Anybody can do this in about 10 minutes for their first application for just one side. Experienced installers can do an entire ATM in about 10 minutes. And when I'm lining up the bottom, I want to line it up with the edge of the cabinet, as well as making sure that our graphics are aligned. So I'm trying to keep a nice straight edge here. And just keep working it down all the way to the bottom. We have a grommet down here in the corner, and instead of taking that grommet off, we're just going to wrap it right over the top of the grommet. Now on this piece, as you can see, I've intentionally wrapped it so that this edge is overlapped on the back, and I've got a gap over here. And generally, you wouldn't come all the way down to do it, but I wanted to emphasize how there was an angle here. By coming all the way down, what I've done is I've made it a little bit more difficult to take it off and put it back on. After I pulled the entire piece of vinyl off, you can see that I've attached back to the liner on the bottom. That gives me a little bit of a wedge to work in here. Again, not ideal to take it all off. Generally, if you see that you have a problem, you're about halfway down, you're not coming down a straight line, that would be the time to take it off. Also, when it gets very warm, you're at a location, the temperature's above 80 degrees. We're in South Carolina. We are inside in a warehouse. But with these lights, it's probably close to 85, 90 degrees underneath these lights. So it does make it a little bit more difficult. The cooler the temperature, all the way down to freezing, the easier the install is going to be. So again, I'm just working in the area where I have a little bit of an angle. Another grommet down here, and I'm just going to adhere it right to the grommet, go around it. And that's it.